share my figure holder since we're getting into figure painting. At least getting into making videos of figure painting. I've been painting figures since I was a wee one. I even have some of my stuff that I painted back in the early 80s. But these days I, of course, have advanced in my techniques and procedures. Enough so that I think other people could benefit from a couple of these ideas. So in order to hold my figures, I first glue them to a base such as this, or I've got other ones. We're talking about the same thing basically, except this one the hole goes all the way through. This one the hole does not. These are molds that I cast from molds that I made. I 3D printed this base, and then I made 6 of them. Made my own mold out of silicone, latex, and cast these using Durham's water putty, which you can find at Lowe's or any hardware store, I believe. You mix it with water. I think it's kind of a plaster with some kind of an additive to it that makes it really strong. I mean, I can try to break this. It's tough. It's pretty tough, and it's cheap, and you can make tons of these for next to nothing. And once you've made it, the mold that I have, I've got holes in it that are the same diameter as that magnet there. That way I don't have to drill it out. I used to have to drill these out, and I got tired of that. So I made a mold that had that feature in it. So now I just glue in, that's a 3mm thickness by 5mm diameter magnet. Got it on Amazon. All my bases have it in them. And I can stick it to anything metal. Doink! And they don't fall off. My storage containers are all lined with sheet metal at the bottom so that I can just place bunches of these in there, and they don't move around, they don't touch each other, they don't bang into one another. And of course there's also sheet metal down there so that it sticks to my Lazy Susan here. This is just a piece of sheet metal that's cut in a circle. This is the stand from a trophy. The reason I picked this, you could use any hunk of wood. The reason I picked this was it's got these knobs on it, which aid in holding on to it, but mainly if I put a wash on this guy and I want it to remain just on the front of him, if you put him up like that, the washer is going to run off before he gets a chance to dry. But if you've got him at an angle, or if you've got him on his side like that, and then you use one of these lugs in addition to moving him around, you can get just the right, you can get him just the right level for the wash to sit right while it dries. That's not necessary. You could use a square hunk of wood and just move him. But I had these laying around, and they've got that hole in the middle of it, which I'm going to employ later on. Haven't got to it. I want to make a base that I can spin, that fits in, slides in the hole, and then I can spin it with my thumb. Haven't got to that point yet. So anyhow, these have each got 3 magnets in the top of them, 3 magnets in the bottom of them. The polarity is the same on this side. The polarity on this side is the same. And they can stack. If I need to put 2 of them together, or if I just need to get these out of the way, I can stack them all up and they won't go anywhere. I've got an extra magnet on the bottom of these so that whenever I paint the bases, I paint all my bases black. I can paint that side, spin it, paint that side, spin it, spin it, spin it. That's one of the reasons why I want the spinner underneath, because once you get 2 of these painted, you gotta actually use the figure to spin it. Who wants to do that? Who wants to get their figure all fingered up? So, where does this go? So this allows me to work on that many figures at once. You know, I whip out this rusty brown color, and I go through and I paint his vest. And I think, what's this guy? No, he doesn't need anything. I go through, I paint this guy's club, paint this guy's sling. There's another vest that I paint the same color. I paint his loincloth. And then I get out another color, say this, I get out the black and I paint his vest. And I paint somebody else's vest, this guy's. And I just keep doing that until the figures are all painted up. Then I'll give them a little bit of wash and a dry brush, send them on their way. You know what? I forgot something. I got way ahead of myself. So I'll have a base like this, and I'll glue a figure to it. If the figure doesn't have a base already, I'll glue it to one of these flat ones. If the figure already has a base, I'll glue it to one of these that the magnet comes all the way through. And then the top of this, I've got, you know, that hole's going to get covered up by the figure's base. Okay, so that is my figure holders. And I'm actually currently at the point where I could use more. However, this amount fits on this Lazy Susan so nice that I probably should stick with this amount. But if I ever find another trophy that's got a knobbed base on it like that, I'll probably grab it. Even though this one's different. I don't know where that one came from, but that's the odd man out.
Party.